In its response to the Beninese President Patrice Talon's recent media briefing in which he condemned what he said Brigadier General Abdourahmane Tchiani's refusal to meet his envoy that was led by the Energy Minister Samou Seidou Adambi, while he was carrying an appeasement message for him, Niger has denied the accusation and shed more light on the matter. Through Prime Minister Ali Mahaman Lamine Zeine, who responded to the matter with a counter-press briefing on June 1, Niger argued that the Beninese minister was received by his Nigerian counterpart, and that General Tchiani was not available to receive him, but he could have done so, if he had been free. That, at the time when the Beninese minister was seeking to meet him, he was busy in a meeting with the government's security teams analyzing a terror attack that had just happened at Benin, in Niger's southwestern parts. The Prime Minister also took a moment to blast the Beninese president, saying that in the briefing, he said the content of the message were appeasements, yet in real sense, the message was that Benin would not allow any loading of Niger's oil if Niger will remain adamant about closure of the border, and its accusation of Benin of being a hotbed of training terrorists. The first thing is to say that there was no refusal to receive the Beninese minister in charge of mines, who arrived, and he was well received by his counterpart and the head of state, that I personally gave instructions so that the Minister of Health could receive him and take the message. The Minister of Health is a member of the government, he is a member of the CNSP, he is a colonel major, and therefore he is worthy of receiving a message intended for the President. If the head of state, General Tchiani, was not available that day, it was because with all the security teams, they were analyzing the situation of the attack which took place at Benin, and we know where those who came to cause disorder and desolation came from. So that's the first aspect. The second, when the Beninese head of state says that the content of his message was a message of appeasement, while he specifies that it is to announce that as long as the border is not open, nothing could be done, knowing too well that the position of our country is to maintain the border closed for security reasons, we wonder what that means, knowing that we have this position. And saying that it is a message of appeasement, you have to question yourself. The third and final element is that he did not take into account the dismissal of our port representatives. We have the inspectors who were there, but the Beninese police were tasked with hunting him down and chasing him away. You know that. Is this normal in both bilateral and tripartite agreements, where all parties must be present when loading is to be carried out? But if you chase away our representatives, tell me, should we load the Nigerian crude in the absence of our witnesses who are our worthy representatives? So we will come back with a little more detail. We continue to say that Niger has no responsibility for what is happening. The responsibility of our country is the strict observation of all the agreements which have been signed, both with the Chinese and also with Benin.